So I wanted to quickly hop on here and, well, one, try out making videos while I'm driving because it's a great time to do that. But I've been thinking a lot about how people change, just transformations and reinventing yourself. That was the term my friend said in the YouTube video. And I was like, yeah, you know what? I like that term a lot because that is something that I've done over and over and over again. And I remember way back when I was a kid, I really admired how Madonna kept everybody's attention, video after video, year after year, still until her old age. She kept people around. And it wasn't because she was consistent. She was the opposite. She kept reinventing herself over and over and over again. And I always admired that. I thought it was really cool because it takes a lot of work. You have to do the redesign. You have to rethink of stuff. It's a matter of what you're into. You promote things that people a lot of times aren't comfortable with change, so they just won't like things off the bat. So when you reinvent yourself, it seems like it's hit or miss, and almost always it's actually a little bit of both. And a lot of men, when they try to reinvent themselves, get afraid of what people might think and say. So they don't even try. They want to, but even if they got the thing they want, they'd hate how people talk about them. So for instance, somebody might want a perfect body. It's like, yeah, that would be so cool. I would get this and that. I would get more attention. I would feel great. I wouldn't feel disgusting when I bend over and tie my shoes. All these great things. But then also they can kind of picture themselves at, say, Christmas or a family gathering, and everybody's like, oh, you're so thin, giving them way too much attention, talking about it. And then, every conversation turns into the family member talking about how they can't get thin, or, oh, well, I'm old and I can't get thin because of that. Or, oh, if I had your genetics, or you're lucky, all that. And then, why don't you eat up? Oh, you're a bag of bones, all this stuff, right? And it's like relentlessly hating on somebody. And I've talked about haters before as they're people who see you change and elevate and go up, and they want to tear you down because as soon as you become different from them, it shows them what they are by contrast. Where there was no contrast before because you're the same, now you're doing better. It shows them where they're failing or where they wanted to be. So if they were fat and you were fat and you lost weight, all of a sudden they're not just a person, they're a fat person. And it angers them. They don't like it. And you got to look beyond that because people are going to be miserable one way or the other. And you can't change people. You shouldn't try. You should only focus on yourself and changing yourself. And hopefully you lead by example and help people come along and you help them. You don't try to change them. Trying to change somebody it's a straight shot to failure in that relationship and resentment on both parties' part. If you take somebody seriously and you care and love for them a lot, you offer help, not change. So when you reinvent yourself, which I highly suggest you should be doing over and over and over again, which is exactly what I'm standing for right now, helping men reinvent themselves in my community and my whole coaching system. This is a offer. I'm not trying to convince anybody that they should. I do think that they should, and I am trying to convince people that they should, but I'm not trying to change anybody. I'm offering help and convincing them that this is the light. Change your life and everything can follow. Your family, your relationships, your wealth. If you reinvent yourself into a person who is successful and pays attention to money and finances, you're going to get better at it. If you reinvent yourself into somebody who's healthy and focuses on the foods they eat, and you're going to start measuring your foods, counting your calories. And if you focus on calling yourself, hey, I'm a healthy person. I am this, and you re-identify with that. You're going to have an approach that's like, yeah, this is what I do. It's no problem to weigh my food. It's what I gotta do. As long as you're aligned with that being an identity, not something that you're doing like a goal, you're gonna be a lot better off. I see so many people, including myself, all of the times I've failed, and my extra weight right now is because I didn't truly identify with being a fit person. It was a goal. It wasn't who I was. And that's the biggest downside to change and things online, programs, is they just work surface level. So I'm obsessed with the concept of re-identifying, reinventing yourself to be the person that does the thing that gets the goal. Now, it's a deeper level thing. That's usually not the concept that people go for. So, of course, I'm saying, hey, I'll teach you how to get the girls, get the money, and, get the body. And let me show you by example. Let me show you through my testimonials, all that. But really deep down, I'm showing you how you can be a different person. How the way that you've thought and lived isn't aligned with who you want to be. And you have it in you. You have the power in you to be able to reinvent yourself. If that's not who you are, you can change. And I've said this before, that you owe it to nobody but yourself. You owe it to nobody to stay the same as you've always been. You're allowed to change at any given time. And you're allowed to walk away from anybody you want. You can also have anybody you want in your life, that is. Holding on to lost people, failed relationships, unhealthy relationships, where somebody takes more than they give, let me ask you, is that really a person that you want to be, a person that latches on to old things? That's not me. For me, I like to look at the concept of going forwards, getting better, reinventing, proving to myself that I was more, that the previous version was less than. And I think that this isn't necessarily something that you can't do. You can think this way and you can believe in it. If you're willing, that is. If you're ready. So if you're not ready to consider a drastic change of who you are, then take about a week or two and prepare yourself for a change before you start doing the work. And you're totally allowed to, prepare. But if you're willing and you're ready to reinvent yourself, I invite you into my free community. Yes, I've changed it to free right now. I've changed the whole plan. So it's coaching and a free community. You get a little bit more with the coaching, like courses and stuff, but it's a free community for men who think this way, who think that they are capable of more, that they are more, or that they're not enough and they want to change. So I hope this encourages you to think beyond today and who you are right now. And I would love to see you in the community. So if that interests you, I'll see you inside. Peace.